Hello, everyone. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to dotAGE. And just as I'm firing it up, I see a new domain is present in our game, and it's heat. The heat domain feeds on the rising temperatures throughout the village during hot seasons. It is fast, fickle, and reckless. It can spread flames anywhere, so make sure you keep it at bay. Heat changes with the seasons and the weather. It will be replaced by the cold domain during autumn. So we have a new domain here, and we are, in the 17th day of spring, just exactly where we left off here. We are building a house. We have someone working on building another thinking post. We're working on the meeting point, and you can see right here, heat has been added, and we're going to want to combat that. If I go to the prophecy, now this column, you can see it is heat. And it says it will be replaced by cold, so this will kind of vacillate as the seasons change. But our immediate concern is the fear domain, so we're going to work on that. Everybody, speaking of working, is doing something. And we're only gaining a slight deficit of food, and that's okay. Okay, tremendous. This child needs 3 days to grow up, and we have 2 free people, or pips, which we need to make a baby. This one is researching already, so meeting post is going to be completed. And I don't... Let's go ahead and make a baby. And it's okay to get some more seeds right now. That's fine. You know what? 3 is actually fine. What I need to do is I want to build a signpost to ensure that we get ourselves down here to get these bushes. So I actually like putting it here. It gives us more tiles, and then we'll build a sign here, and then one more here. All right. And now, food is starting to go down, but we are in a great spot with lots of workers. I'm going to immediately just continue our job building signposts over here. I am concerned about food, so I'll have somebody work on it. I have 1 free employee, and we're going to finish meeting post now. And I have 4 wood, which is enough to build another cabin. And let's build the cabin here. This will claim 3 tiles. And it puts a dwelling near the animal spot, which is actually good for hunting and barbecue situations. So now we have a massive deficit of wood, but we have a good surplus coming of food, pretty reasonable, as we continue to just kind of expand. I'm going to end the turn. Terrific. And we finished meeting post. All right. Our meeting point. And now we pick these berries clean. And we have 2 free workers. This signpost is done. We're going to just finish the job with 1. 1 doesn't do it. These trees actually kind of get in the way more than I would like. But that's okay. We'll get there. I'm going to have another worker go to getting lumber. Now, we're still working on the house, and we finished the meeting point. So what this means is we can now click here, and you see that there's 2 structures, the shared table and the relaxing stand. And now we can build we have a watcher, infusion, lots of different things that have unlocked here. And what I instead want is I'm going to go back to cultivation, and we're going to work on tomato fields and get these going. I have nobody free to work, and we aren't getting enough food. But this is because we're building the house and we're building the signpost. This is just temporary. I could take somebody off of wood, actually, and then go to culture and build the meeting point. It only takes 2 wood, and it says +1 if a dwelling is nearby. Now, this, I've tested this. It does not count, like, if you have dwellings on all sides, it's not beyond +1. It's just a maximum of +1. And we're going to put it right here next to our starting point. And we want to get this done as soon as possible so we can start generating some hope. And a turn. Okay, tremendous. And he says, uh-oh, I see an unknown event coming upon us. The vision is confusing, but there is hope. We can fight it. So he's saying in 5 days it's coming. An unknown event may appear within the prophecy. The events associated with it can be very bad, but the vision is blurred and the future can be altered. Increase protection against the power of the domain to control your destiny and get a good event. That's what we want. So we have 5 days to make this happen. Now, you can see that it's pushing this way. What does that mean? Well, the fear is actually starting. It's awakened. And so now they're generating fear against us. And this kind of shaded, like this bar that's moving into this territory means next turn it's predicted that we're going to go down to 38% success or good event and 62% bad, because this will gain 1 fear and we're going to get no hope. So we need 2 pips to work this. We have 4 pips free, so I'm immediately going to click 2 pips to do this. By putting 2 pips on this, now we've moved it in the other direction. We're gaining 2 hope against the 1 fear that this is generating. So we're going to keep them here for 5 days, and we have to lock up workers, which is a shame, but that's why you want a lot of pips. Fortunately, we had several days to prepare. The vision had awakened, right? And this means it's generating fear, and it generates fear at the rate of its threat. Right now, the threat is only 1. We better produce some hope. We are. Influencing events. When an unknown event arrives, the domain's current protection and power are compared. You have a chance to get a good event based on the difference to higher your protection, which is by getting hope, that is the protection currency or resource for that particular domain, the higher the chance of a good event to appear. If you can collect enough protection, you'll get a good event with certainty. If we can get up to 100%, the difference needed to reach certainty increases with the domain's threat. To reach 100%, you need to have a surplus protection that is 4 times the danger generation for the current threat value. So that means we need to have 8, because the danger generation is 1. I'm sorry. We need to have 4, a surplus of 4. How about I do math correctly? Anyway, we want to keep getting this. And we're going to leave them here until we try to get 100%. We can build another meeting point if we want to, you know, have even better chances. But for now, I am going to get food so we don't stumble into a deficit. And I'm going to build the final signpost right here so that all of these berries are in our domain. And the new house that we built is done. And I'm not having a baby this day because I am working on getting a surplus of food. I will do that and wait until this person is done building the signpost and see how the labor is. We're almost done with tomato fields. So actually what I'm going to do is peel off one researcher from tomato fields. We'll lock that in, and then we'll have a baby so that we can get another pip going. New resource discovered, fear. Not great. But look at this. We bump it up. So now we're going to be 75% next turn. And we have one free worker. I'm going to take somebody off of the thinking post. We still get a knowledge to get the tomato. And we're going to go ahead and just have them make a baby. We have 4 days left. Perfect. All right, great. Now we have tomato fields, so we can actually start moving into growing food instead of just berry bushes. And we unlock the construction tab and the education tab. Plants work a little differently than buildings. Once they're planted, they will grow on their own until they're ripe. When a plant's ready to be harvested, you can send pips to collect the fruit. However, they will run out after a few uses and need to be replanted. And that's okay. You will not need to till the soil again underneath it once we get that in. We now have 3 workers that are free. So let me put somebody on this. We're not going to plant a field until that's done. Then we have workers free. I am going to get another house built here and put somebody on lumber. So we can get some wood coming in. We are at a surplus of food, and we need to pick new research. So the research that I want, we got a barley field, we got a farmer, barley, hemp field, a new well. All of that stuff is cool, but what we want, we learned how to make a village hall, which is like an upgrade to our town center. This is the community tab. Here's education, and now we can actually upgrade the remedy rug, health, retreat, thinker, altar, nature, all sorts of cool stuff is unlocking. And I might want to do this. This will allow us to get our first tier 2 building, which basically is a direct upgrade of the thinking post. It's the same thing, it's just one worker generates 2 knowledge. However, that worker needs to be a specialist. It can't just be a random pip. So you have to train somebody to do it. And we've got the construction tab, which gives us the ability to clear a tile, gather stone, make tools, and have a better woodcutter. So all of these things are good. But at this point, one thing that you got to start doing that I messed up on was you really have to look at these buildings and see what they take. So if I, go to the Agepedia for the wood stack, the thing about this is you upgrade the wood pile, which is good, but you need to have a clearing. So you have to have clearing researched before you can build this. And some of these are like that, where, you look at different places to work, and the stonemaker, for example, requires an area with stones. That's not hard, and it doesn't take a specialist, so that's pretty easy. But if you start going into tier 2 structures, this is a specialist, that's fine. Some of them are going to actually require tools, which you need to make a workbench and get a tool maker to start making tools for that job to even be possible. So you always have to pay attention to what you can do with the technology you have, because sometimes you're stuck and you're like, oh no, now I have to research another technology. So I could get new food at the hunting tent, which is great, but I think I'm actually going to go here and research a puddle so that we can start to protect against heat events. We don't have a way to do that, and it only takes 4. I have nobody free, but this is an okay situation for now, and you can see we're actually moving up to 88% with our meeting point. Finish this. Building a house. Boom. This field, the soil is ready. Okay, soil. Repairing buildings. Some events can damage buildings. A building can take an amount of damage equal to its hit points, which can be viewed in the Agepedia. When the hit points reach 0, the building is destroyed. You can repair damaged buildings using the repair action. And this can happen, for example, if a building catches on fire. It's going to take damage. Okay, great. So now we have 1 free worker, and we're going to tell them to go here. We're going to right-click. Actually, wait, sorry, derp, that's not how you do that. You go here down to food, and then you select tomato field, and then you put it here. Now look at this. I misspoke before, and I apologize. So you probably, if you're an expert at the game, you probably noticed my mistake in the previous episode when I was talking about the synergy bonus of tilled soil with water. I got that wrong in my mind, but now that I'm seeing it, you get +1 for water, but then the tilled soil, as you can see, is giving you actually 1.5 times more. So 1.5 times what it would produce, it's adding that on top. So instead of getting 4 to 5, we're actually getting 6 tomatoes. That's why tilling the soil is so good, and we're going to plant this. Now this takes, if you mouse over it, you can see it takes 2 water, 3 seeds, 1 pip to plant it, and then 5 days to grow it. So this person will be occupied doing this job for 1 day, but then it'll just take time to grow. And in that time, we could start gathering more seeds. Tomorrow, just in time, we're going to have 100% protection against the incoming event. Okay, so we have 2 free workers today, and that's because maybe a berry bush. No, we're good on that, but there's a few things. Number 1, this is planted. I immediately need to make a baby. I should have been doing that before, so I got behind on that. I'm going to take a worker away from wood, and we can safely build ourselves another house. We can't forget, as I've been doing, to continue the business of making houses and getting more pips, because as you can see, it is incredibly important. Now, I could take these workers off of the meeting point, but if I do that, you see I lose the 100% guarantee because this will generate 1 fear, and I will lose that surplus of 4. I was right that we needed 8 hope, but it was because this is going to generate 1 per turn. So let's put them back on here, and now we will get 100%. And even if you generate more hope than you need for the event, you can build up a reserve of protection against any domain that you will be able to use in the next event, so it's not wasted. It's a great way to just plan by just kind of building up. Like you can see on the prophecy, we know that this event's coming, but we're going to have to do several heat events and no more hope events. So we need to shift our focus to heat coming up, and we should start building puddles once we finish researching that. And let me go ahead and end the turn. Instant growth. So look at this. This is our positive event. It's not huge, so you can get a variety of events, and in my experience, like the harder the event, usually the better the reward, but maybe it's entirely random. This just means one of our Pippins just became an adult immediately, which is cool. There's no downside to this, and the real benefit, though, is that you didn't have a negative event happen. So we got this because we had a good event. When an unknown prophecy is influenced by enough protection, the event that occurs will be a good event. Good events have beneficial effects, such as increasing your resources, creating beneficial connections between pips, or even giving permanent bonuses to your buildings. So now we have an extra worker, and we evaded, a catastrophe, which is amazing. It's a new day. And you could see this banner hanging down here. We had instant growth, and this means a Pippin becomes an adult immediately. So I think it already went into effect, but I'm not entirely sure about this. I already had a growing Pip, and I still have one that's growing right now, but I think they were born like while this was happening, and I had one that was a Pippin, and now they're an adult. Now I'm going to take them. You can leave them here to generate some hope as a backup, but we don't need it right now. And in terms of like being efficient, let's put these laborers on something else. So what do we need? Well, we always need lumber, we need knowledge, and we need to get food going. So we're going to go ahead and terraform and till the soil right here. And do I have the house is being built? Okay. I'm going to build another house. And I still have a worker. We need seeds for the next field. Amazing. End a turn now. Great, we finished the puddle, and the puddle will help us combat any future heat events. Now, the thing about the puddle, though, is it has to be next to a well. So we need to build another well to do that, and we're going to go to... Well is actually in food, in gathering, and crude well. And we're going to put it right here on top of the nice underground water spot. And we are ready to go to food and make a tomato field right here. All of my workers are now busy. We are at net zero on food, which is just fine. It's plenty of time for us. And I'm actually going to take somebody off of seeds for the moment, and we're going to go to research. We can make a pond, which is a more efficient puddle. And we're going to immediately go to education. I want the retreat as our next building so we can get technology faster. And I'm going to take a worker off of lumber just for a turn so that we can make a baby. Perfect. All right, everybody. Well, we fended off our first event. We have tilled tomato fields coming in. We have a population of 12, and we have expanded to include lots of berry bushes so that we can stabilize our food until we can get some more farms up and running. You can see right here, we could build another well and put more fields down if we need them. We also have these 2 tiles around this well that we could till and get plenty of tomatoes to sustain us. We might want to get some hunting off the ground as we continue to build in this game. I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'll check you in the next one. Take care.